Yeah.
And I don't even know how much was cut off. That's all right. Read that again.
This 1 Peter 1:7, that the trial of your faith is much more precious than of gold that perish, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua Mashiach.
Yeah, that trial, that fiery trial. Everybody has a different trial. Like, my camera went off, and that makes me mad. His phone wasn't going up to his speed. That made him mad.
This is the trial we're going through.
And then it gets worse than that, because we're at work, more trials. On the way to home from work, more trials. We're thinking about our trials, you know. And then Matthew 24 and 30. Because it's important to have patience. And even if it stopped recording for a long time, that brother over there, the homeless man, was listening, and I seen him shake his head like, yes. That's really what it's all about. And we bring about peace, not war. But we're letting you know, hey, the man of war is Esau. He's the white man. He's the devil. But there's an ultimate warrior coming from the heavens. You know, go ahead.
Matthew 24 and 30, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven.
This is one of the signs. Us coming out here. The prophets speaking up, letting you know what the truth is, how to deal with it. Right?
And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
That sounds pretty bad, because the trials are going to be for different reasons. They're going to last a long time, it's going to seem like, and they're for the whole world. Go ahead. That's for the whole world.
And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven.
Now that's where it's going to get intense. Oh my God! Look at that giant spaceship. Intense. And it's not going to be like, oh, what is that? No, everybody's going to know. Everybody's going to look and be like, that's why you're going to be scared. You're going to start shaking. Remember, just imagine something terrible happened. Terrible news. You got terrible news. What happens to your heart, to your body? You feel it, right? You feel it. Your heart sinks down to your feet. You're like, oh my God.
It's gonna be like you seen a ghost, you know?
Perfect. Because what happens when you see a ghost? What happens to your brain, to your spirit when you see a ghost? You start thinking, I don't know how to fight a ghost.
You're like, this is out of the world.
This is out of this world. I can see through it. I can't run away from it. It goes through walls. It's fucking scary.
It might kill you.
It might kill me. I might get a goddamn heart attack from that. You're gonna get heart attacks from seeing those big old giant spaceship covering from east to the west. That's how big it's gonna be.
Old people get heart attacks, I think.
God damn, do they get heart attacks? Young people get heart attacks.
Depends on your spirit.
That's a good one. It does depend on your spirit, because I'm at work and I go say hi to certain people, and they get all jumpy. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Man, it's gonna cover the earth. It's gonna cover the sun, and we're gonna be like, huh? Well, the men are gonna know. We're gonna be looking up.
Or like you turn the corner, and then you scare somebody. You're like, oh, I just.
It's like when someone knocks at the door. boom, boom, boom. You're not scared. But you know when the cop's knocking on the door. Bang, bang, bang. Shaking your fucking house and shit. Scaring you. Scaring your wife and kids. Read that one again.
Matthew 24:30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
No, the clouds of heaven have power and great glory. They're not clouds. The cloud is a metaphor for something that's in the sky that can cover a whole wide area, that produces rain. It can go in any direction, up, down. It could separate. They could come back together. See, the cloud is a very spiritual thing. Clouds produce rain, and they clean up the earth.
That's where we get our water from.
Yeah. You ever seen clouds separate and come back together? Shit, I'm gonna tell you about chariots that I see. I see glowing orange chariots in the sky. Yellow glowing chariots. Well, it looks orange to me. Orange, yellow, green. And we're driving, and I say, hey, look. And everybody looks in my family. And then I'm like, you know what that is? And I say, that's the chariots. It's wonderful. They come in all shapes and sizes. I have on one of my videos a chariot that looks like an egg timer that does this when it's flying. It's like spinning real fast. It separates and it comes back together, and it's made of silver. I've seen a bunch of chariots, man. How you ain't gonna believe that the angels are not in the chariots? You believe that man's in the car, driving that car? If the windows were tinted, you would still believe that there's a man driving that car. Even a robotic car that drives itself is being driven by something, by the spirit of that thing. Now let's go to James chapter 2, start at verse 5.
James 2 and 5, hearken, my beloved brethren, hath not the Most High chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom which he hath promised to them that love him.
That's beautiful. Hearken, my beloved. Now, can you look at that word hearken?
Strong's G191, to be endowed with faculty of hearing, not deaf.
Come on, you got ears? Come on and listen. Listen. Look at, if we're speaking loud enough so that anyone can hear.
It says to attend to, consider what is or has been said.
Consider this. That's what we're saying. Consider this. When that UFO, every time you see a UFO, some of those UFOs are Esau's. They're inferior quality. But the ones that do amazing, incredible things, those are the angels driving them.
And it says to understand, perceive the sense of what is said, to give ear to a teaching.
Listen, I'm saying, let me holler at you, and then you're supposed to say, all right? Because this is important. This is how you get saved, with the names. With the names. The names. The how about Shemi Shai. No other way. Now, let's say a grand dragon comes up. What I mean by that is a member of the KKK. He's looking white as cornbread, whiter than a flour tortilla. He comes and starts condemning us. We start preaching to him. We tell him the name, and he understands the name. Why? Because he is not a cracker. He's an Israelite, and that'll fuck up the whole KKK. You hear that, you fucking motherfuckers? You got fucking Israelites in there that came from black folks. You're shaking their hands and you're thinking that they're grand masters, they're grand dragons. You're all thinking that we're all Edomites, but you might be kissing an Israelite's ass. No, we're still in 2 James now. Get verse. We're still in James 2. Get verse 16. Follow the shot.
Verse 16.
Yeah. And then we got one more after that.
James 2 and 16. And one of you say unto them, Depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled. Notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body. What doeth profit?
Yeah, so that man that left, he wished us peace. But I gave him, he wished me peace because I gave him what he needed. I gave him what profited his body. And I swear I look for money. I don't know why I don't carry bills on. I would have gave him some. Right? But what he needed to hear, he got. And then as soon as he got full, what happens when you're full? When you go to a restaurant, you get yourself a meal, you eat it, you're all licking your fingers. What do you do after that? You leave. And you might even say, that was a good meal. My compliments to the chef. That's what he said right there. He said, God bless you. My compliments to the chef. Now let's read that one again. That one's so beautiful.
James 2 and 16. And one of you say unto them, Depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body. What doeth it profit?
So this is talking about you false prophets that don't give the people what they need. You're hiding the names. You're hiding the names. That's the Lord's indignation right there. See how hard that engine was revving? Shit. That's how hard the Lord's gonna go on you fake prophets. And it's gonna be something that we're gonna see. You seen that video where that brother got arrested?
Donald Green?
Oh, I don't know.
Because recently there was a guy who got arrested, Donald Green, and they killed him.
But he was a prophet. No, because this guy was a prophet.
Oh, no.
They were out there teaching, and they were having camp, and the police went up there.
Oh yeah, the guy who got arrested.
The guy who got arrested.
Yeah, from a camp.
And the teacher, one of our teachers said, be at peace with him. Make peace while you are in the way with your adversary. Yeah, it feels like you want to fuck them up. Like he's touching your Bible and you want to slap that. You want to do that. You're like, hey man, I'll just like you said, start packing shit up. You'll see, okay, these guys are leaving. But how hard is it to go to another spot?
If you're gonna fight one of them, you better fight them all.
You better fight them all.
You
better fight them all, man.
You can't fight all these crackers, these police.
You can't fight them all. That's a good thing you said, brother. Because when I was a child, I trained in the martial arts, and I could fight up to 5 or 6 people, like kicking them with different kicks and punches and shit. And then I looked at myself, and I was like, I probably would get mad, but those guys got fucking guns, and they'll be all over me like in a hot minute, and I wouldn't have no chance.
Yeah. You'll get a piece, but that's all you'll get.
A piece, and then the rest of it's gonna be a whole lot of ass. You're gonna be suffering because you're gonna be focusing on that guy, but there's more around you, and they're gonna be clubbing your ass, and one of them's gonna take out his gun and say blah.
It's like on the Matrix when Neo fought Smith. he couldn't defeat all of them. He had to take off.
Damn, that's spiritual. You said that, bro. Because what happened the first time he fought Smith? He died.
Yeah.
He got shot.
Yep. He died.
Because he didn't have faith.
Yeah, because of his mind.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Oh, and then Brother Yahweh from the main camp in New York, one of the other teachers, he had a terrible dream.
Oh, yeah. I seen that one. Uh-huh.
That they rolled up in the MRAPs and fucking Ford Focuses and HR 6666, and it was pretty damn scary.
It was spiritual.
So Apostle Gabar said something important. He said something important. What if you get hemmed up and all of a sudden you do something like this and you like realize, oh, I just broke these handcuffs. And then you do something else, you pinch them off. You pinch them off. Still. Keep that in consideration. And then you might even stick it in the back of their head.
See, now that's a spiritual way to think, you know? Instead of trying to take them down, trying to take an Edomite down. No, you got to think spiritually about the tools that the angels are giving you.
What kind of tools? Words? Curse them out. America's going to be destroyed. Edomites are going to be slaves. The other nations are going to be slaves. And there's nothing wrong with that.
The tools and miracles, you know?
And let's say there's a bunch of those cops with Jakes. You probably have a good chance of just walking out of there. They'll have mercy on you through the spirit, of course.
Because you could take off and then go to another spot and then keep it going. Keep condemning them. Now, if you get arrested, now you can't condemn nobody. You know?
Yeah. The brother Caleb, when he had his camp in Tulare, he had Yawakal as a guest speaker. It was him, Yawakal, and Aina, and they made them move 3 times.
Yeah.
What's the big deal? Let's move.
Yeah.
So the last scripture is going to be 19 from the same chapter.
James 2:19. Thou believest that there is one power, thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble.
Those cops are devils. They also believe that they have the power to kill you. That was my lesson. We can get into your lesson now.
That's right, because it all comes down to faith, you know, about what you believe in, you know, because what you believe in is what's either going to save you or destroy you. And Esau, what he did was he took everything that the Most High created and he changed it. And the reason why he did that is so that the Israelites wouldn't believe, so that the Israelites won't build their faith up to be saved. And so last week we went into the end of the world. This week we could get some scriptures on the creation of the world. Genesis 5:1.
This is Genesis 5:1. Genesis 5:1. This is the book of the generations of Adam in the day that Elohim created man, in the likeness of Elohim made he him.
So one of the beliefs that the world has you believing is that there's one Adam. You know, that there's one Adam, there's one Eve, and
they had incest.
Yeah, but the truth is, there was people on the earth before Adam and Eve. You see? Because read that first sentence.
This is the book of the generations of Adam.
So generations of Adam. That generations means more than one life. So there was more than one Adam, because when you get the definition for Adam, it says mankind, and it also says human being. So there was human beings, there was mankind before Adam. Because when you go to,
get it on the blue letter.
In the blue letter.
So we're gonna get the word. You want generations or Adam?
Adam.
The word is Adam, and it's Hebrews 1:21. And then the word goes into the Strong's are, it says Adam, the same as Adam, the name of the first man, also of a place in Palestine. Now let's get the biblical usage. See, now this is where they're going on. Adam read A, first man, B, city in Jordan.
See, that's where they're going off, but you click on that where it says the etymology. Right there says the root word etymology, and then H120.
H120, Adam, same word. Let's go to the biblical usage. This is a better one. Man, mankind, man, human being, man, mankind, much more frequently intended sense in the Old Testament. Adam, the first man, and still the city in Jordan Valley.
So it gave you more of a definition. It said mankind, human being. So the Most High, he looked at people, but he didn't identify them yet, you know.
Because he already knew.
Because it said in the day that they were created. So that's in Genesis 1:19.
Genesis 1:19. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day.
So this is the creation of the world. So the fourth day is 4,000 days. 4,000 because one day to us is 4,000 to the Most High.
So that's in Peter. Verse 20. And Elohim said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven.
So it said, the Most High said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature. So the Most High, he created everything, but there's creatures that are moving, you know, like a TV, you know. Is that a moving creature, or is that just a creature? It's just a creature because it was created, but it ain't moving.
It's not animated.
For a moving creature, it has to be living, breathing, you know. Just a man and woman, we're creatures because we're living, we're breathing.
So, you going to the 21st?
Yeah.
And Elohim created great whales, and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good.
So that's every moving creature. You know, when the Most High, when he started identifying righteousness, is when he made Adam. When he identified Adam, it was in verse 26.
This is Genesis 1:26. And Elohim said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
So it said, let us make man in our image. Now, man was already created, because if they wanted to make man, it would have just said, let us make man, period.
One man, right?
Yeah, let us make man. But it said, let us make man in our image. Let us make
More than one.
Adam means let us make mankind in our image. Let us make this human being in our image. And that's why they made him look like the Son of God. You know?
Now, this is the only time where 1 + 1 will equal 3. Man and woman will procreate and there will be a family. It's the only time. Because math is very important. What happens when you put a positive and a positive together? They push each other off. That'll be 2 rods, right? Nothing good. What happens when there's 2 negatives? They just form 1 negative. But what happens when you put a positive and a negative together? Now there's ions, there's energy, there's working. Shit. Because what would happen if I got another wife? Let's say I had another wife. What would happen? Everybody knows the answer to this. She would get pregnant. Why? Because that's what happens. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's how Yahweh made us. You think if I had another wife, I would see her like once a week? I'd probably spend all my time with her. And then the first wife would be like, where you at? Because it's only natural. That's why people in sick relationships, like a man with a man and a woman with a woman, they have psychological disorders. Because they'll know deep down in their soul that this isn't right.
Yeah, so man and women, we're like creatures, you know? That's how the Most High looked at us before He made us righteous. Let's go to Mark 16 and 15. It's gonna tell you.
Mark 16, 15?
16 and 15.
Mark 16 and 15. And He said unto them, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature.
So yeah, He said, go into the world and preach to every creature. Does that mean we're supposed to preach to the insects and the birds? Or are we supposed to preach to men and women?
To all the creatures.
That's to every creature, you know, to the men, the women, the birds, whoever's listening, whoever's living, whoever's breathing, you know?
That's who the word is meant for.
That's right, you know?
Because what's the basic equation for that? If you can receive it, you will get it, right? Scientifically, if you have ears, you're going to hear something.
Just like we got that definition, hearken. You know, it was to attend to, not deaf.
So what do you do when you get a pet? Let's say you get a little baby turtle. You're going to start talking to it.
That's right.
You're going to give it a name.
Hey, don't you talk to your plants? You know.
You're going to buy it food. You're going to give it water. You're going to give it a little home. Because mankind was created to take care, like the scripture said, let them have dominion over the fishes and the birds of the air and all the living cattle.
Yeah, because even the animals, they talk, you know?
They do.
They have their way of talking.
My chickens talk to each other. And my chickens listen to me in my spirit. I ain't bullshitting. If I'm fucking pissed, they'll make noises like they're scared. And if I'm thinking bad thoughts about my wife, they'll cackle. They'll all cackle the same thing. Like, yeah, she's that.
Yeah, the animals know when you're mad.
And then my dog, you know what they do when I'm mad? They put their ears down and they look real cute and they want me to pet them. Why? Because if I pet them, I'll stop being mad. That's what they were meant for. And then I'll be like, oh man.
Because they see us as their Lord.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Which is what basically the lesson is all about. We're the lords of the earth. Let me read that one again. And he said, Mark 16 and 15. And he said unto them, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature.
That's right. So we preaching to everything, to all creatures, even the heathens. Even you heathens need to hear this. You Moabites, you Edomites, you need to hear this. You're a creature.
Let me get that definition.
Okay.
Uh-oh. So it said the world is cosmos. So it's not for every the salvation is not, but the message is, right? All the world. And then
you Edomites are gonna hear this no matter what. You know, you Moabites.
Yeah, everything. So the word for creature is Strong's G2937. Katisis. And the biblical outline usage is the act of founding, establishing, building, the act of creation, thing created, of individual things being a creature of creation, anything created after a rabbinical usage by which a man converted from idolatry to Judaism was called. Oh, creation. You see that? That's a creation. When we save somebody, that's a creation. The sum or aggregated of things created, institution, ordinance. There you go.
That's the ordinance. I mean, that's the original. You know, the creation, that's the original. They changed, Esau changed what was original and made it a knockoff or whatever.
Let's say we were at a bar and we all ordered a Bud Light. And they run out of Bud Lights. And they start watering down Budweisers. It's not going to taste like a Bud Light. It's going to taste like a watered down Budweiser. That's not the original. We wanted Bud Light. Right?
Yeah, that's right. That's what this devil has done. You know, and he does this. He does it with the food too.
She does it.
You know?
Food and plants.
Because natural food, most of it is supposed to be brown. Like tortillas, bread, eggs.